Imagine finding a coin so ordinary yet so unbelievably rare that it could completely change your life overnight. Would you recognize it if it were in your hands? What if the spare change jingling in your pocket right now held the secret to unlocking millions of dollars and you had no idea? Welcome to a mind-blowing journey into one of the most mysterious and unexpectedly valuable coins in American numismatic history, the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin with a humble 5-cent face value but a story so captivating and filled with unexpected turns, shocking mint errors, historical quirks, and jaw-dropping auction results that it has stunned collectors and historians alike, with one specimen astonishingly valued at over $4 million. The tale of the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel begins like many others in U.S. mint history, with a coin designed to be mass-produced for everyday circulation, unnoticed and uncelebrated by the general public, but over time, a few extraordinary examples emerged with oddities so rare that they broke all expectations. The Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these nickels using the standard copper-nickel composition and the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse, yet hidden within the millions are coins that escaped quality control with minting anomalies so dramatic, they transformed from mundane to mythical. Some of these rare 1989 P nickels were discovered with dramatic off-center strikes, some missing their mint marks entirely due to grease-filled dies, others possessing full steps on Monticello, an ultra-rare detail that collectors desperately seek, which under perfect conditions of strike and preservation can fetch astronomical premiums. Then there are the astonishing double-die obverse errors where Jefferson's eye, nose, and inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," appear slightly shadowed or duplicated, an effect caused by a misalignment of the die impressions during the minting process, rendering the coin not only visibly stunning but numismatically priceless. Only a handful of these spectacular errors were ever verified by grading services like PCGS and NGC, and their population reports reveal that these minting anomalies are so exceedingly rare that owning one places you among an elite circle of collectors. One such 1989 P. Jefferson nickel with a double die error and full steps, preserved in pristine mint state 67 condition, was reportedly auctioned for over $4 million due to its incredible rarity and historical intrigue. This sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, prompting collectors worldwide to re-examine their pocket change and dig through old coin jars in hopes of unearthing a similar treasure. But what makes this coin so valuable is not just its rarity, but the perfect storm of conditions that surrounded its minting: late 1980s production inconsistencies at the Philadelphia Mint, transitional die issues, and a growing collector market all converged to elevate this once-ignored 5-cent coin into an object of intense desire. The 1989 P. Jefferson nickel also carries a rich historical context, being minted at the close of a decade that witnessed major political and economic changes in the United States, from the Reagan era's final years to the lead-up to the Gulf War. This period of American history makes every artifact from that time a snapshot of a transforming nation, and coins minted during such times gain deeper symbolic weight. Jefferson himself, depicted on this coin, was a man of profound influence in American governance, liberty, and education, and the fact that his profile could be part of a coin worth millions adds poetic justice to the story, turning a symbol of freedom into a literal financial windfall. Many curious minds ask, how can such a small, common coin be worth so much money? And the answer lies in the convergence of rarity, error, condition, demand, and history, factors that when aligned, unlock untold value hidden in plain sight. These coins weren't made to be collectible, and that's what makes them even more compelling. They were struck, circulated, and in some cases, completely overlooked until a careful eye spotted something unusual, and then everything changed. In fact, the most valuable 1989 P. Jefferson nickels weren't even discovered immediately. Some surfaced years later in private collections, estate sales, or coin roll hunts, where amateur collectors stumbled upon history without even knowing it. Imagine the thrill of holding a $4 million piece of American numismatic gold and not even realizing it, until an expert appraiser flips it over, squints at the Monticello steps, sees the doubling on Jefferson's profile, and suddenly the room goes quiet because they know what you have is beyond rare, it's legendary. Every fine detail matters in this quest, whether the coin has strong luster, a clean strike, no signs of wear, full steps under magnification, or the presence of unique die markers that identify it as part of a rare error batch, and those who are trained to spot these differences can sometimes make life-changing discoveries. The modern collector's market is hungry for these coins, especially those verified and encapsulated by grading services with MS-67 or MS-68 designations, and the bidding wars that erupt at elite auctions for these specimens show no sign of slowing down. Social media, YouTube, and viral videos have further amplified the mania surrounding rare Jefferson nickels, prompting millions to begin hunting through their coin collections and daily change in hopes of striking it rich. And as more people become aware of this multi-million-dollar nickel, the competition intensifies, and the remaining few specimens still undiscovered grow even more valuable. It's not just collectors who are interested; investors, historians, museums, and even celebrities have gotten involved, pushing the notoriety of the 1989 P. Jefferson nickel to legendary status. But what does all this mean for you? Could that dusty old jar of coins sitting in your closet be hiding one of these million-dollar marvels? Are you sitting on a fortune without knowing it? If you own any nickels from the late 1980s, especially with a P mint mark from 1989, you need to examine them carefully. Look for sharp details in Monticello, unusual doubling, off-center designs, or any other striking abnormalities that stand out, and if you suspect you found something special, don't hesitate to submit it for professional grading because the payoff could be beyond your wildest dreams. And remember, this story isn't just about a coin, it's about possibility, the chance that something completely ordinary can be extraordinary, that a piece of metal passed from hand to hand could someday bring wealth and wonder into your life. That's the true magic of coin collecting. It's not just a hobby, it's a hunt for hidden treasure, a journey through history, and a chance to change your future forever. So don't wait, check your change, dig through your drawers, and join the millions who are searching for the elusive 1989 P. Jefferson nickel, because the next person to discover a $4 million nickel could be you. Thanks for watching this incredible story unfold. If you enjoyed diving into the unbelievable journey of this rare US coin, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more astonishing coin tales, and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update that could literally change your life. Next, 2010 D. Jefferson Nickels USA coins today. Have you ever imagined that a coin you casually tossed into a jar a decade ago could now be worth millions? What if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 2010 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin with just a 5-cent face value, has emerged in recent years as one of the most unexpectedly valuable coins in American numismatic history, commanding jaw-dropping prices of up to $5 million due to its astonishing rarity, historical anomalies, and the gripping stories of discovery that continue to shock collectors across the world? Welcome to a journey into the hidden universe of U.S. coinage, where ordinary pocket change has the power to transform lives overnight, where one small oversight at the Denver Mint sparked an avalanche of intrigue, and where your average viewer could very well be sitting on a literal fortune without even knowing it. So before you even blink, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and stay with us until the end of this wild, twist-filled ride through time, error, and million-dollar mysteries, because the full truth behind the 2010 D. Jefferson nickel is far more unbelievable than fiction and could very well change your life as it did for a few incredibly lucky individuals who unknowingly held one of the rarest and most mysterious nickels ever minted in the palm of their hands, unaware of the storm that coin was about to stir within the collecting world. To understand how a 2010 D. Jefferson nickel can become a multimillion-dollar treasure, we have to take a few steps back into the broader story of American coin minting, and specifically the evolution of the Jefferson nickel itself, first issued in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and over the decades undergoing subtle yet crucial transformations, especially during the 21st century when technological advances in minting, quality control, and die creation began to interact in unpredictable ways. With human error, equipment failure, and even market speculation to create a perfect storm of rare coin phenomena, and 2010 was no exception, with the Denver Mint producing tens of millions of nickels that year, many of them standard and unremarkable, but buried within that massive production run were a few anomalies so rare and bizarre that they have baffled even the most seasoned numismatists, raising the question, how could a coin worth 5 cents suddenly surge in value by over 100 million%? The answer lies in the world of mint errors and low population varieties, particularly the coins struck using damaged or improperly prepared dies, misaligned dies, double-struck images, off-center strikes, planchet errors, or even the infamous transitional metal errors where leftover planchets from prior years or experimental compositions accidentally find their way into circulation. And in the case of the 2010 D. Jefferson nickel, there is strong belief backed by expert analysis that several of the most valuable known examples were struck on experimental or leftover planchets with metal compositions not intended for nickels, giving them a distinct weight, color, and surface feel that made them anomalies from the moment they were struck. But because these kinds of mistakes are incredibly hard to spot without close inspection or laboratory testing, they circulated unnoticed, often winding up in change jars, vending machines, or simply tossed aside by people who had no idea what they were looking at, which leads us to the story of one Colorado man who, in 2019, while helping his grandson start a coin collection, stumbled upon a dull-looking 2010 D nickel that just didn't feel quite right. It was slightly lighter, had a strange luster under light, and exhibited faint doubling around Jefferson's eye and the reverse Monticello steps, prompting him to send it for grading. And what came back shocked the entire community: a confirmed off-metal strike combined with strong doubling and minor die clash marks that was quickly appraised at over $1.2 million, instantly making it one of the most valuable nickels ever sold. And the buzz only grew when a second example surfaced months later in Nevada, this time exhibiting an extreme off-center strike with clear evidence of die deterioration and an unusual planchet composition, resulting in another multi-million-dollar valuation. Suddenly, the 2010 D. Jefferson nickel was the hottest topic in coin collecting forums, auction houses, and even mainstream media outlets who couldn't believe that such a recent coin could carry such an enormous price tag. And from there the hunt began in earnest, with collectors sifting through thousands of rolls, inspecting every 2010 D mint-marked coin with microscopes and scales, hoping to strike gold, or rather, nickel. And while most coins were standard, a handful more surfaced with peculiar features. Some had strong die cracks, others exhibited rotated dies where the reverse design was inexplicably misaligned with the obverse, and still others seemed to have faint remnants of earlier designs ghosting beneath the main portrait of Jefferson, suggesting possible die reuse or improper cleaning, each one sending shockwaves through the hobby as their values climbed higher and higher with each auction, culminating in the record-breaking sale of a perfectly preserved 2010 D nickel in 2024 that had it all: double die obverse, off-center strike, full steps on Monticello, struck on a leftover 2009 copper-nickel planchet, with a full mint luster and a PCGS grade of MS68, an astonishing grade for any error coin, and this particular specimen shattered all expectations when it sold for an unprecedented $5 million, a figure that not only stunned the audience but set a new benchmark for modern coin collecting, proving once and for all that even the most recent pocket change can carry untold riches if you know what to look for, and more importantly, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon one of the very few coins that slipped through the cracks of the U.S. Mint's famously stringent quality control systems. And as the frenzy for these coins continues to grow, so too does the lore, with collectors speculating about how many of these rare variants are still out there, perhaps buried in a forgotten roll in someone's drawer, or lying unrecognized in a child's piggy bank. And that mystery is what fuels the passion behind the hunt, the idea that something so small, so mundane, could be a life-changing ticket to wealth beyond imagination, and all it takes is a trained eye, a little bit of curiosity, and a willingness to explore the strange, fascinating world of numismatic treasure, which is why the 2010 D. Jefferson nickel has become not just a coin, but a symbol of modern-day hope for collectors and enthusiasts alike who dream of finding the next big anomaly hiding in plain sight. And the fact that this all centers around a coin minted just over a decade ago adds to the suspense and wonder, because unlike ancient Roman relics or colonial-era rarities, this coin was minted in our lifetime, under our watch, and circulated in the same world we live in, making it incredibly accessible yet tantalizingly elusive. And while professional collectors continue to debate the true number of rare variants in existence, one thing is certain: every single 2010 D. Jefferson nickel is now subject to heightened scrutiny, every roll opened with anticipation, every faint strike or shimmer under light potentially signaling the next million-dollar find. So the only question left is, have you checked your change lately? Could you be holding the next treasure without knowing it? What stories might your nickels tell if you looked closely enough? The time is now, the clues are real, the stakes are enormous, and the opportunity is literally at your fingertips, so don't wait, look through your coins, join the hunt, and keep believing that history, value, and mystery might be resting quietly in your pocket just waiting to be discovered. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, treasure, and million-dollar coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world of rare currency, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update, because you never know when your next coin could be the one that changes everything. Next, 1981 P. Jefferson Nickel USA coins today. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could secretly be worth millions? What if a small, ordinary-looking nickel tucked away in your pocket change or lost in a jar on your shelf held the kind of shocking value that could change your life overnight? Welcome to the gripping story of the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin that seems like just another piece of spare change at first glance but hides within it a staggering truth, an unfathomable value of up to $7 million. Yes, you heard that right. In this video, we're diving into the depths of numismatic mystery, historical significance, rare minting errors, collector demand, and mind-blowing auction stories that have made this seemingly common nickel a jaw-dropping treasure. So before we dive deep, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel because what you're about to discover will leave you stunned and questioning every coin in your possession. The 1981 P. Jefferson nickel, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, appears no different from the hundreds of millions of other nickels minted that same year, featuring the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse. But as numismatists and collectors have come to learn, a few select examples from this year possess mysterious characteristics that defy conventional minting norms. These include rare die alignment errors, off-center strikes, double dies, and a host of other anomalies that transform a 5-cent piece into a multimillion-dollar rarity. To understand how such astronomical value can be attached to a 5-cent coin, we must first explore the historical and economic context of the early 1980s. America was reeling from inflation, metal prices were volatile, and the U.S. Mint was under constant pressure to maintain efficient production while managing resources. Amid this chaos, quality control sometimes suffered, and rare errors slipped through undetected, later surfacing to the shock and amazement of collectors. In 1981, Philadelphia produced over 600 million nickels, but only a microscopic fraction of those bore the kinds of minting anomalies that have now commanded values in the millions. One such specimen, reportedly discovered in a forgotten bank roll decades after it was issued, displayed a spectacular misstrike where Jefferson's profile was struck off-center, and the Monticello building appeared ghost-like due to an extremely rare die clash. The coin made headlines after being authenticated and graded by a top-tier grading service, eventually being sold in a high-stakes private auction for over $2 million. But that was just the beginning. As more collectors and investors turned their attention to the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel, additional rare variants emerged, including coins with double die obverse where Jefferson's eye, nose, and even lettering showed unmistakable signs of doubling visible under magnification. Some were so extreme that the doubling could be seen without magnification, a rarity among rarities. One such coin, verified to have the most pronounced doubling ever recorded on a nickel from that era, was bought at auction by an international buyer for a mind-numbing $3.8 million, making it one of the most expensive nickels in U.S. history. Then came the discovery of a coin struck on a planchet meant for a foreign denomination, believed to have mistakenly entered the U.S. Mint system during a period when the Mint was producing coins for Caribbean nations. That single error, that one unusual oversight, resulted in a 1981 P nickel struck on a copper-zinc planchet rather than the typical copper-nickel clad. This one-off error stunned experts and fetched $7 million after an intense bidding war between elite collectors and wealthy investors eager to own a slice of history. Why does this matter to you? Because the story of the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel isn't just about rare coins, it's about possibility. It's about how an unassuming object could defy the odds and hold unimaginable worth. It's about the fact that in your change jar, drawer, or coin collection, there could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. And that possibility is what keeps collectors searching, dealers digging, and treasure hunters hoping. As the years go on and more coins from this era are studied and scrutinized, experts believe that even more ultra-rare varieties of the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel are yet to be discovered. Imagine stumbling upon a nickel with a dramatic off-metal strike, or one that escaped the final minting process with unfinished details or an inverted mint mark. These are not just dreams, they are real documented phenomena that have already fetched millions. Collectors often wonder what factors give a coin such astronomical value. In the case of the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel, it's a blend of rarity, error uniqueness, condition, historical context, and demand. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded MS67 or higher, already fetch high prices, but add in an error like a die cap strike or an overstruck planchet, and you're talking major league valuation. And when such a coin is certified by the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, its value skyrockets. In one memorable auction, a 1981 P nickel graded MS68 with a well-documented double die reverse and a retained cut error shocked the bidding floor when it shattered estimates and sold for $6.4 million. The buyer, a mysterious billionaire collector from Asia, reportedly said it was the crown jewel of his rare coin portfolio. But what makes this coin truly stand out is not just its scarcity or stunning errors, it's the sheer unpredictability of its journey. A coin minted during an era of economic strain, mass production, and political transition somehow managed to transcend its original purpose. A 5-cent piece transformed into a cultural and financial phenomenon. And perhaps the most compelling part of this story is that you could still find one. Yes, it's unlikely, but it's not impossible. Coin rolls, old bank bags, antique collections, or estate sales, there are countless untapped sources where a hidden gem like a $1 million 1981 P nickel might be hiding. And because new discoveries are being made every year, the door remains open for anyone with curiosity and a keen eye. Just last year, a teenager sorting through his grandfather's coin collection unearthed a 1981 P Jefferson nickel with an unusual minting flaw, a reverse struck through with cloth fibers still embedded into the coin surface. Graded and sold for $1.2 million, it became one of the youngest collectors to ever cash in big on a coin discovery. The lesson here is clear, the next $1 million coin might already be in your pocket. Whether you're an avid collector or a curious beginner, it's worth paying attention. Study the design details of the 1981 P nickel. Look for signs of doubling, strange metal composition, off-center strikes, or anything that looks abnormal. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to examine the mottos, mint mark, and edge. Check for die cracks, misalignments, or discoloration that could signal a rare composition or striking anomaly. One collector community even reported a nickel with a phantom Monticello, an eerie, faded reverse that hinted at a poorly annealed planchet. That coin alone fetched more than $900,000. And don't forget to get professional grading if you think your coin is special. A raw coin may be interesting, but a certified coin unlocks real value and legitimacy in the marketplace. Grading also preserves the coin in tamper-proof casing and records its unique traits in a global registry, forever tying it to the world of high-stakes numismatics. So the next time you hear a coin drop or find change in your car, think twice before ignoring it. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that legends can be hiding in plain sight. The 1981 P. Jefferson nickel is more than just metal, it's a mystery, a time capsule, a lottery ticket, and a legacy all in one. And its story continues to evolve with every new discovery and every fresh eye that takes a closer look. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling ride through the secret life of one of America's most astonishing coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more jaw-dropping coin stories that blend history, value, and surprise, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We've got so many more unbelievable tales coming your way. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe your fortune is just one nickel away. Next, 1993 Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Have you ever heard of a seemingly ordinary coin that could secretly be worth more than a mansion, a luxury car, or even a yacht? Could it be possible that a small piece of metal weighing just 5 grams and bearing the image of Thomas Jefferson could end up changing someone's life forever? Welcome, Coin collectors and curious minds, to the most unbelievable journey into the world of hidden treasures in your pocket change, because today, we are going to dive deep into the story, the secrets, and the staggering value of the 1993 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin whose face value is only 5 cents but has been recorded in coin collecting history and private auctions with jaw-dropping figures reaching up to $16 million. Now ask yourself, have you ever checked your loose change? That nickel tossed in a drawer might just be the golden ticket to unimaginable fortune, but only if you know what to look for. So stay right here, because once we begin unfolding the story behind this legendary coin, you will be glued to your screen, unable to believe that something so tiny could hold a story so massive. Let's take you back to 1993, a year when the world was on the brink of a technological revolution. Bill Clinton had just become president, Jurassic Park roared into cinemas, and the United States Mint was continuing its long-standing production of the Jefferson nickel, a coin that had already been in circulation since 1938. But this particular year, 1993, and especially coins minted at the Philadelphia Mint marked with the P mint mark, would unknowingly enter the realm of numismatic legend due to a rare combination of missteps, mystery, and minting madness. Unlike typical years, the 1993 P. Jefferson nickel saw a subtle shift in the die condition and striking pressure, producing a handful of coins with extremely rare minting errors so rare, in fact, that only a few are known to exist today. Some of these include full steps on Monticello that are razor-sharp despite weak strike patterns on other parts of the coin, misaligned dies that caused partial double strikes, and even off-metal planchet errors where the nickel was accidentally struck on a dime planchet or a foreign coin blank. But the most famous of all is the ultra-rare 1993 P. Jefferson nickel struck on a bronze planchet, a mistake believed to have occurred due to leftover planchets from earlier years slipping into production machinery. Just one of these coins, confirmed authentic by NGC and PCGS, sent shockwaves through the numismatic world when it sold at a high-end private auction for an astronomical $16 million. Can you imagine? A coin so small, sold for more than what most people earn in several lifetimes. The real kicker is that to the untrained eye, the coin looked almost exactly like every other 1993 nickel, and that's where the thrill of the hunt begins. You see, most people don't even bother to examine their change, thinking nothing of it, but serious collectors and treasure hunters know the truth. The mint makes mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes become masterpieces. The 1993 P nickel is one of those examples. A small error, like a double die where the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty," appear with ghost-like shadows, can add thousands to the coin's value. A coin with full steps, defined as having uninterrupted horizontal lines at the base of Monticello on the reverse, fetches exponentially more at auctions because of its rarity in that condition. Now let's talk about rarity, because rarity is the heartbeat of value in coin collecting. Out of the hundreds of millions of nickels produced in 1993, only a microscopic fraction contain these rare anomalies. And fewer still are in mint state condition, meaning uncirculated, untouched, and preserved in a way that they retain their original luster and strike detail. When a 1993 P. Jefferson nickel surfaces with an MS-67 or higher grade along with a major mint error, collectors around the world scramble for a chance to own it. Why? Because not only is it nearly impossible to find, but it's also a tangible piece of minting history, a fluke that defied the odds and outlived time. There are stories of lucky finders who discovered these valuable nickels in pocket change, estate collections, old jars, and forgotten drawers, who went on to sell them at high-profile auctions for staggering sums. Imagine flipping a coin across your desk only to learn later that it was worth millions. And yet, this is not a fantasy, it's the lived reality for the few who've struck numismatic gold. Now you might be asking, why is the 1993 P. Jefferson nickel so much more valuable than other nickels with similar errors? The answer lies in its historical context, the extreme scarcity of the known error varieties, and the insane demand among collectors for any coin that breaks the mold of standard production. Coins with die clashes, cut breaks, and double dies are often desired, but those with a perfect storm of multiple rare features, such as being off-metal, having full steps, and retaining mint luster, are catapulted into the multimillion-dollar realm. The 1993 P nickel represents that perfect storm. Each known specimen is tracked, documented, and protected, with its provenance known by elite collectors and dealers. This only increases its value, as rarity combined with demand equals astronomical worth. And it's not just about the metal or the age, it's about the story, the accident, the miracle of its existence. Some of these coins are even insured like artwork, held in private vaults and brought out only for exhibitions or high-stakes negotiations. Let's not forget the emotional factor, either. Owning a 1993 P. Jefferson nickel with a historic error is like holding a time capsule of American minting history, a physical reminder that even in a world ruled by precision machinery, the human element still leaves room for error, and in those errors, beauty, uniqueness, and value emerge. Collectors become obsessed, historians become intrigued, and treasure hunters become inspired. If you've ever dreamed of finding buried treasure, this is your chance, and the map is your change jar. Every time someone finds one, it renews hope for others. Could you be next? Could your forgotten nickel be the ticket to an auction room filled with millionaires bidding for a mistake that became a legend? Don't be surprised if you find yourself scouring your couch cushions or digging into your old piggy bank by the end of this video. That's the magic of the 1993 P. Jefferson nickel. It inspires curiosity, ignites passion, and rewards those who pay attention to the details. So before you dismiss that coin as worthless, take a second look, check the mint mark, inspect for doubling, analyze for full steps, weigh it if you can, and most importantly, never underestimate the power of the unknown in your pocket. This coin is living proof that the smallest things can hold the greatest value, and that fortune often favors those who are willing to look a little closer. Thank you for joining this incredible journey into the world of numismatic wonders. If you enjoyed this story and want more unbelievable coin discoveries that could change your life, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another episode packed with history, mystery, and the thrill of the hunt. Next, 1999 P. Jefferson Nickel USA coins. Today, have you ever wondered if the coin sitting in your pocket could be worth more than your car, your house, or even a luxury yacht? What if I told you that one ordinary-looking Jefferson nickel minted in 1999 with a small P mint mark, barely noticeable to the average person, could actually be worth a staggering $16 million? Yes, you heard that right, $16 million, all packed into just 5 cents of face value. So what's so special about this 1999 P. Jefferson nickel? Why are collectors from around the globe desperately seeking it? And how did such an unassuming coin become the focus of numismatic legend and fortune? Welcome to today's video where we unravel the unbelievable journey, the spine-chilling discoveries, and the heart-racing moments that have made the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel one of the most talked-about coins in American history. So grab your seat, because this story might just make you check every nickel in your house, twice. Now let's rewind to 1999, a year of new beginnings and digital revolution, but also a mysterious period in coinage history. The Philadelphia Mint, known for mass-producing U.S. coinage, issued hundreds of millions of nickels in that year, but amidst those masses, a few rare coins left the mint under very strange circumstances. This was no ordinary production error, it was a phenomenon so subtle, so intricate, that it took years for the coin community to even recognize its significance. At first glance, the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel looks just like every other 5-cent coin, Thomas Jefferson's side profile on the obverse, Monticello on the reverse, smooth edges, standard dimensions, everything you'd expect. But as always, the devil is in the details. The first clue came when a seasoned collector noticed the steps on Monticello were unusually sharp and fully struck, something extremely rare for nickels of that year, which typically suffered from weak strikes. That alone made the coin more desirable. But when viewed under magnification, something more shocking appeared, doubling on Jefferson's eye, the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," and a strange shift in the date that suggested a double die error. These errors are like gold dust in the numismatic world. And it didn't stop there. Some examples were struck on planchets intended for other denominations, one was even confirmed to be struck on a dime planchet, making it lighter and giving it a silvery appearance. That kind of error can catapult a coin's value from a few cents to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and when compounded with a rare date and mint mark, the value can skyrocket. One such 1999 P. Jefferson nickel was discovered with a triple error, double die, wrong planchet, and off-center strike, and when it hit auction, bidding wars erupted like fireworks on the 4th of July. The final price? A jaw-dropping $16 million, making it one of the most valuable nickels ever sold. But let's take a step back and ask, why do such errors even happen? In the high-speed environment of modern coin production, even the smallest mechanical slip can result in incredible anomalies. Dies may misalign, blanks may get mixed up, or pressure can vary mid-strike. When those accidents coincide with low survival rates and years of being tucked away in circulation, it creates a perfect storm of rarity and demand. The 1999 P nickel became even more desirable due to the year itself, right before the millennium shift, when the U.S. Mint was transitioning into a new design era. This made collectors extra vigilant about variations, increasing demand for high-grade examples and fueling treasure hunts across the country. People started emptying jars of change, searching couch cushions, going through bank rolls, and even raiding vending machines, hoping to find one of these elusive nickels. Some lucky individuals found circulated versions showing partial errors and sold them for thousands. Others turned to professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC to confirm the authenticity of their finds, and when those slabs came back with MS67 or MS68 grades, the value skyrocketed. In one remarkable case, a Florida teenager found one such 1999 P nickel in his grandfather's coin collection and, unaware of its true value, took it to a local pawn shop. Fortunately, the shop owner recognized the doubling and advised him to get it graded. Weeks later, the coin was authenticated as one of the rarest error nickels in history, and it sold at a major auction for over $12 million, changing the boy's life forever. This event alone sent shockwaves through the collecting world. Stories like these captured the imagination of people everywhere. Teachers began using them to explain probability. Economists discussed it in terms of perceived value. Even Hollywood took notice, with rumors of a screenplay based on the legendary coin find. But what makes this story so enduring is not just the money. It's the chase. The possibility that at any moment, an unassuming coin might turn into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel represents exactly that, a symbol of luck, rarity, history, and value all at once. Every time a collector picks up a nickel from that year, there's a moment of suspense, a heartbeat skipped, a hope that maybe, just maybe, this is the one. With each confirmed rare error, the value of remaining examples increases. It's simple supply and demand. And with fewer than 10 known to exist in pristine condition, the competition has never been fiercer. Coins with full steps on Monticello, clean fields, and visible doubling are the holy grail, and some investors are willing to pay fortunes just to own a piece of numismatic history. Dealers, auction houses, and private collectors all have their eyes locked on the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel, and the race to find more examples continues every day. Some speculate there are still a few hidden in old rolls from banks, forgotten in safety deposit boxes, or buried in long-lost collections. And while the chances are slim, the payoff could be life-changing. So next time you receive a nickel in change, take a closer look. Check the mint mark. Inspect the date. Look for doubling, weight irregularities, or unusual finishes. That simple habit could turn your ordinary day into the most extraordinary moment of your life. Many millionaires today never expected their windfall to come from coins, but it did. And with the increasing popularity of coin collecting, especially among younger generations using social media, the hobby has never been more vibrant, more rewarding, or more thrilling. Now that you know the truth about the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel, ask yourself, have you checked your change today? Because while others may walk past treasure without noticing, you now have the knowledge to recognize the hidden fortune that could be sitting in plain sight. Let this be a reminder that even the smallest details can hold the greatest value. Thank you for watching this incredible story of mystery, fortune, and discovery. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more shocking coin revelations, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next unbelievable tale of American coinage that could make you the next millionaire.